So if you're editing your YouTube videos in Premiere Pro and you haven't created a project template for yourself, you're gonna love this video because this is going to save you so much time. My name is Meredith Marsh, and here on the VidProMom YouTube channel, I help you flatten the learning curve of creating videos so that you can grow your audience and income online using YouTube. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments, are you using Premiere Pro? Are you using something else? I would love to know. But this project template tutorial actually applies pretty much to any video editing software. And I was surprised to know how many members of my audience weren't doing this. So I really want to save you time here. And a couple of weeks ago, I published a video on my complete video editing workflow. I'll link to it up above. And I did get this question from Kamika, who wrote, Meredith, is there a tutorial on how you create your template project? I'm very interested in this process. Well, Kamika, yes. Now there is a video on that exact process. So we're gonna dive into my Mac, we're gonna open up Premiere Pro, we're gonna create a Premiere Pro project template so that you can save time in your video editing for your YouTube videos. So I'm gonna open up Premiere Pro here on my Mac, and typically, if you don't have a template or you're starting from scratch, you would come over here and hit New Project on the left-hand side. But I already have a template that I use, so I'm going to open that up first. So down here where it says VidProMom Videos 2020, I'm just going to click on that, and we're going to open up this project file. So that's exactly what this is. This is a project file. There's nothing special about it that makes it a template. It's just simply the project file that I open up and use to create my YouTube videos every time I come in to edit my YouTube videos. So in the top left, let me just make this a little bit clearer what I'm looking at here. So over here in the top left, I have 4 folders, and each one it begins with a number so that I can just easily keep them in order. So I have a template folder, an assets folder, an archive folder, and I have a folder for the videos that I have to create and edit for my membership program, which is the Video Pursuit Society. So I have those in there. What we're going to be looking at is the template and the asset. So down here, actually in the archive, is where I've just put recent videos that I have worked on in the past couple of months. I threw those all into the archive folder. Today is a brand new month and it's a brand new quarter, so I wanted to clean things up a little bit, especially since you guys were going to be taking a peek at my Premiere Pro project. So all of my past videos are in here, and each one has its own folder. Each video has its own folder. So if we click on this one for edit videos with a YouTube video editor, if we open that up, you can see that it has its own media folder, and it has the sequence. So it has the sequence that I edited this YouTube video in, and you can see that we have the actual video is right here. It's all edited. It's kind of what it looks like when it is edited. And I have a square template, and then I also have a vertical template, and these are just here. I do repurpose my YouTube videos into vertical format for IGTV, but I don't do that inside of Premiere Pro. I use another program. I use a website for that called ClipScribe, which maybe I'll do a tutorial on that sometime. It just makes it a lot quicker, and it does all the captions and stuff too. So I actually don't use this vertical template, but it's still in there just in case I want to throw something in. And then I have the square template in case I want to turn my video into something square for IGTV or Facebook, and I rarely do that. So mostly I focus on this horizontal landscape style, YouTube video that we're used to. So now that I have shown you what my project looks like, let me show you how to set this up for yourself. Now, personally, I like to keep my folders organized. And I've gone through this before in previous videos, but I have this assets folder where I have an audio folder, I have a B-roll folder now, and I have a graphics folder, and then I have a folder of some previous videos where I actually drop the actual video file in there in case I want to pull that up to use as a B-roll as well. And I have these all inside my assets folder, and everything that's in my assets folder is on my external hard drive. I have a 1 terabyte G Technology external hard drive. It's like a mobile sized hard drive. So that's where all of my assets are. They're all in one place and they're all organized on the hard drive, just like the way that you see them here. So I always have background music. I use Epidemic Sound. I've done a video on them before. Whenever I download a video, it goes onto my external hard drive and then it comes into my Premiere Pro project so that it's always here, and I just can choose from some of my favorite Epidemic Sound background music tracks. And I also have a sound effects track that I created with beeps and blips and clicks and all kinds of other stuff. I threw those all onto one sequence. This is what it looks like. It doesn't sound very good if I hit the play button, so we're not going to, but they're all right here so that I just kind of have them all in one place, and it makes it really easy when I'm looking for a particular beep or click or slide sound effect. It's all in one place. I have the graphics folder, which has my logo. It has what I call a bloopers beep, which is this. I don't even know what this is called, but it has this with the blooper beep as a sound effect. There's some other just sort of random stuff in here. Some of it is out of date, but I have this like YouTube little motion graphic here. I don't even use that really anymore, but that's inside of the graphics folder. I have a B-roll folder that I've added some things to, but I don't really use that. That's mostly some of my old GoPro related stuff. We're going to close the archive. And so the assets folder is really, really important for creating a template for yourself so that you always have everything all in one place. The next most important thing here is having the actual template folder itself. So I have a blank template, blank folder. There's no media in this, and it has the landscape template, the square template, and the vertical template. So like I said, I don't really use the vertical or square templates, but the landscape template is what I use. So how do you create this? Well, let me just double click this and open it up so I can show you what we have going on here. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller for you so that you can see the whole thing. So I have, starting at the bottom, I have some background music. Sometimes I switch up my background music and sometimes I just use what I already have here. This is from Epidemic Sound. It's already there and I use it if I'm in a hurry and I don't feel like picking out more background music. And then I have my outro music here as well. So this is in place exactly where, or not where I want it to be, but it's how I want it to be. So I already have these keyframes for the audio. So it goes from being completely silent and then it kind of fades up so that it's a little bit louder right at the end of like where I stop speaking in my videos, and then it's already there and it's already got a little fade out at the end. So I always know that these three elements kind of stick together, and that makes up the very tail end of every video. So moving on up here, so I have this black end screen, I guess. This is just a black screen that you see at the end of my videos with my end screen when I link to other videos or link to subscribe to my channel. So that's already there. My logo is here, and I can make that as long as I want, stay on the screen as long or as little as I want to. So that's already there and ready to go. Moving over here and up. Let me zoom in here for you. So I have a lower third that you can see right up here that has my name and my website, my logo and stuff like that. And this is a motion graphic. This was created with Adobe After Effects with a template for After Effects that I customized for myself. So it kind of comes in and then goes out. I have a couple of sound effects attached to it. And they are in line with where they need to be for the motion that's happening on the screen. And you'll notice if I select this and move it around, my sound effects move right along with it because I have them in a group. So all I did was right click and hit group. And with these all selected, it created a group for me. Same thing here with my Instagram motion graphic. I have this here with the sound effect where it needs to be. And then I have a couple of title screens that I can use in my videos. I can just change the words or change how they look. I can change anything I want, but it's already there. It already exists. It's a lot faster to edit and change one of these essential graphics elements than it is to just create one from scratch. So I'll show you more about that in just a moment. So I have this one here. I have this one here, which is really cluttered. And then I have this one, which is just words on the screen. And then I have a little graphic thing for the Video Pursuit Society. So those are the only graphics that I have here. So let me just show you what this is exactly. I'm going to select this and I'm going to hit ungroup so that I can select just this and not the sound effects. And if I double click on it, actually, if I come over here under Essential Graphics, this is where you edit your essential graphics. So these are just, essential graphics are just really any like graphics you put on the screen, a title screen, anything like that, where you actually create it within Premiere Pro. So I have, this is actually not even on the screen, but I have the words here and then I have the shape in the background is that black background. So I have the shape and then I have the words over top of that. So all I would have to do is come in here and just edit this however I would want to. Like if I mention, you know, go visit my blog at vinpromom.com/blog, I can make that the title screen there if I want to. So it's a lot easier to edit that than just create it from scratch. So that's why I have it there. And then I want to make sure that I group these back together again because we are editing my template. And so that's my template right there. That is my blank template. And what I do then is actually duplicate. See how it says template, copy this over here on the left? I right click on that, hit duplicate, and I make a copy, which copies that entire folder. So it copies my landscape, vertical, and square templates, and it also creates this media folder for me. And then I just make this the name of my video. So in this case, what is the video we're doing? We're creating a Premiere Pro template. So that's the name of my video. I'll probably change it a little bit before I publish. So I just make the folder name the name of the video. I make the landscape template the name of the video. And then I double click on that and open it up. And now I can start editing my actual video. So I'm going to just minimize that so we can just be looking at this one folder. Now, if you are going to create this completely from scratch, the quickest thing for you to do would be to take one of your videos that you feel like you edited really well and it has a lot of really great, you know, on-screen graphics and elements and sound effects and all that kind of stuff. Edit an actual video and then duplicate that sequence and turn that into a template. So let me show you what I mean here. So with the edit videos with the YouTube editor video that we have here, let me come back down here and actually find it. So we have this right here. So what you see on the screen, this sequence here is the one that I have selected over here inside of this project folder. So if I just right click and hit duplicate, now we have one called the same name, but with copy 01 at the end. So I'm going to double click that and open it up. So now we're editing a copy. And what you would do then is make sure that you put your lower thirds, your graphics and that kind of stuff on their own timeline so that they're all up here, they're all out of the way. And then just come in and start deleting the actual content of the video. So I'm just making sure that I'm selecting, like this right here is a sound effect because it's attached to this little button subscribe thingy, which I am missing that from my template. I should probably add that in there. And then what else do we have? So at the very end, I'm going to delete some of this. And I'd like to put my outro stuff way over here towards the beginning, just so it's all kind of together and you can see what you got. And these are sound effects. So you can hardly see them. I'm going to delete those. And then we're going to make sure that we keep so you can see this lower third here, this Instagram lower third has some sound effects attached to it. Looks like I have this of an extra little lower third here. Let's move this out so we can see what that looks like. Okay, so this is just like a title screen with these lower thirds attached and they're already grouped. So that's great. That's a title screen. We can keep that. It doesn't matter what it says on there because you can edit it for every video that you create. We have this button subscribe thing, which we can leave right there. We have the lower third for my name, and we have the lower third for the Instagram thing. And we can group this together so that those are linked. And then this is a little bit of B-roll, so we're going to delete that. And this looks like a little bit of B-roll too, so we're going to delete that. So I'm putting my lower thirds and titles on their own track here. And I also want to make sure that I put my sound effects on their own track as well. And I'm just keeping these all at the very beginning of my video because when I go to actually edit, I'll move them around. I'll delete the ones I'm not using. I'll do whatever I need to do, but they're all right there. And of course I have the background music here for the beginning, and then I have the background music for the end as well. And so we just created a template from a previously edited video. And so all we have to do next time is duplicate this blank template and start editing. So we would take this empty template here and just, I don't know, put it in its own folder, its own template folder, change the name to landscape template or YouTube video template or whatever you want it to say. And you have just created a template. Now, if you don't have any videos at all edited inside of Premiere Pro and you're wondering, well, how do I actually set this up from scratch? Well, you just come down to New Item down here, hit Sequence, and you're going to set up a sequence that matches the settings of the video that you are going to be exporting. So I shoot my videos on my DSLR at 1080 resolution, 30 frames per second. It's not that fancy. That's just what it is. And so I just use the preset for those exact settings. If you shoot with 4K and you're going to be editing and exporting in 4K, then you would need to create your settings to match your desired exporting settings. So we can just call this template down here at the bottom. So we're going to give it a name, and we have the preset selected, DSLR 1080p 30. We're going to hit OK, and that gives us a completely blank template. And so, or blank sequence, I should say. So coming down here, you can see that you have a couple of tracks, but there's nothing here. It's just a big black screen. So down here is where your audio goes. Up here is where your video clips and graphics and things like that go. And that's how you would get started with a completely blank Premiere Pro project that you can turn into a template. So essentially, to create a Premiere Pro template, you're going to edit a video the way that you would want it, and then duplicate that, remove the content, and button things up and create your own template to reuse again and again and again. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, what exactly is my next step, Meredith? So let me just show you what I do to actually start editing. So we already created a folder for creating a Premiere Pro template, and we also created that template, or opened it up so that it's ready to go. Now, like I already mentioned, I keep my files on my external hard drive here. So I have this folder already set up. So this is actually going to be the name of my video, Time Saver, Create a Premiere Pro Project Template. So I already decided that's the name. So I want to just come over here and make sure everything matches up. And I have my intro and outro stuff here. So I'm going to just drag these over into this media folder. And so now I have this one project with a sequence ready to be edited and the media. And so what I do then is, it looks like I have two files here. One I already labeled, it has my intro and outro, and the other one I have labeled mostly ended up bad, but might have some good things. So obviously that was like take number 1 through 170. And then I probably reshot the whole thing, which happens sometimes. So I would just take the good file, the intro and outro. I bring it down here into my timeline, and I drop it in at the very tail end. I have an entire YouTube video explaining how I edit my videos using Premiere Pro, so I'm not going to walk through every step. I'll just link to that for you to watch next. And I just go through here, and if I need some more space, I just make this a little bit bigger so that I can see all of my beautiful waveforms. And you can see where I snap my fingers 3 times, which is another trick that I think I explained in my editing video. And then I just start editing from here. And once I have this all chopped up, then I would just come in and add it where it needed to go. Move these around. I can move my lower thirds around. I can change my titles and whatever I need to have on there, but it's all there. It's all ready to go. How easy was that, right? Now, you may want to go back every once in a while and tweak things up, change them up, keep your videos fresh, new sound effects, new background music, new font on your title screens or something like that. But for the most part, this is going to save you so much time moving forward. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see my complete walkthrough of exactly how I edit my videos using Premiere Pro, I have queued up that video for you here, and I think you'd enjoy it. So you should watch it next.